and welcome to episode 22 of It's Bureau Clock with Bierski with very special guest, Your Average Player. What is going on, man?
Hey yo, from Norway. Hey, no, it's been good. It's been good. It's quite nice weather today. It's been raining most of the day, but sun's finally peeked out. We had a family gathering party type thingy just before this, so I've got a nice little view to see.
Absolutely gorgeous. Is that a lake back there?
No, it's a actual sea.
Oh, nice. Right on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how's everything been since you've been in America, man? How things been shaking out for you? I know you were here for 2 weeks for Card Party and Orlando Collecticon. How's it been since then?
No, it's been good. It's been good. The States was nice actually. Like I said this to most people. Like I've hated too much on the States. It was a nice vacation. Really just spent some time with my American side of the family, and getting to meet everyone was just a pleasure. It was a nice, like, almost a month. It was like the events itself was like unlike anything I've ever been to. Everything's just so huge in itself compared to like small little Norway. I come from the largest city. We're like 700,000 people, and that's like a small city inside of the States. So no, it's quite the remark.
Awesome. What's new in your collecting journey? What do you have going on in Pokemon? And I know just the pre-call you said we had a little break going on, but what have you been getting and sinking your teeth into?
Yeah. So, like I said when we talked before, like I've just taken a little bit of a break. Uni coming up, a lot of big expenses, so not really picking up too much. But as of like collections, it's just starting to pick up Greninja cards. I'm really excited for that promo coming out in the box. Shout out to the stonking card of Twilight Masquerade.
Yeah,
We enjoy
right.
seeing some Greninja love. So no, in terms of collection things, it's just been like kind of minimizing things, try to mainline what I actually want and what I want to keep, and then just kind of shift the rest into other people's hands. I said this to you, I think in Orlando, it's like some part of the fun that I have with this hobby is just completing other people's goals, not necessarily my own.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were doing quite a bit of legwork at on the floor during Collecticon. You were coming back. You don't know you brought us some chocolate, but you were making deals that whole time, coming back with some crazy stuff in your hands. So, do you still is that like your full time? No, not full time gig, but is that kind of like what you're trying to continue through university and all that stuff, or is that a way to make money to continue through, or is it more just like you just enjoy doing that and the money aspect's really not that big for that?
Money aspect isn't like the most important thing of it. I've actually tried to set up a TikTok to try and sell like singles and stuff, kind of like Whatnot, just because we don't have the simplicity and the setup of Whatnot in Norway. But actually, like it worked quite well. So as if I could do that, like as a part-time gig, just sourcing for other people and getting a chunk out of it, then yeah, heck, I'd do it.
Awesome. Right on. All right. I'm going to say hi to a couple people. We got Ponga in the house. Daddy is here. What's going on, Ponga? UAP is the GOAT. Yeah, UAP, man. It was such a pleasure meeting you in Orlando. Exactly what I thought I was going to get from you. Just down to earth, solid dude. Um, Interesting seeing how you navigated some of the state isms, I guess, like when you ordered the broccoli instead of the French fries, and the dude looked at you like you had 10 heads
Oh,
at the Red Lobster, which was one of my moments. Like I really will enjoy that moment for the rest of my life, just because I was there, and just everyone was like, everyone looked at you, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna have some steamed broccoli with this, and it was awesome.
I'm gonna say this. It's on you guys for taking me to Red Lobster and letting me order a burger.
It was on Greeny for taking us to Red Lobster and letting you order a burger.
True,
The best part of Red
true,
Lobster was the
true.
$15 margarita flight. Let me tell you, that was the best part. We got Fat Belly Collection here. What's going on? Without arbitrage, would Pokemon still be profitable? What do you think?
Yeah, it would. Of course, there's a like everyone experiencing like the economic of the whole entire world right now. Like things are more expensive. That means, and it's summertime, people are spending a lot more time outside, especially here in Norway when there's no sun for the rest of winter. People really like to just you spend money elsewhere in summertime. So it's kind of a down trek right now. But I have full faith that it will just pick back up because I'm seeing demand for single cards that are like $3, $4, $5, and people really just buy them all the time.
Yeah,
That's also
definitely.
kind of started like the single sales on TikTok, Facebook, that type of stuff. Just because it's so much easier to shift, just make small amounts of money on the small cards, and then just make that consistently.
So you're okay. Obviously, you're pretty far north, being in Norway and whatnot. So the time, the sun, you have full sun all the time now. It really doesn't go away. You kind of get like a sunset dusk kind of deal, and then it kicks back
Yeah,
in the day because you took that video or picture of you diving into the lake not too long ago and posted on
yeah.
the Discord. So how long does that last for? Because that stuff, like I'm sure you see Northern Lights and stuff as well, which is probably freaking super. Yeah, we don't get any of that here where I am. Like in New Jersey, there's no normal night cycles, normal day cycles. Northern Lights, maybe. I guess not that long ago, there was a big, like, I guess, solar flare that hit, and it was visible down to like some spots, like even south of us, but it was cloudy out that night. So just like tell everyone how that is. Like, how is it living in that kind of like situation with the sun and stuff? Like, what kind of life things are different?
Different. You are happy. You have energy. You can actually like go outside and do stuff because you're motivated to go outside. Um, no, it's really enjoyable. That type of the year. I'm all for winter as well. Like I like going skiing, all that stuff, but there's something different about summertime, especially when we have the cabin where we're at. We usually stay here all the time, so it's like basically a summer house. And yeah, I think like you'll see more of what Norway really has if you come summertime as well, because a lot of other people are also outside. We're not just inside. So like if you come here from out states, like people aren't really like in the US, you can spark up a conversation with absolutely anyone you want at all time. In Norway, we're very reserved when it comes to our personal space. So when it's like summertime, people just go out. They become more American, if you can say so.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Barbecues all the time, that type of stuff.
Right on, right on. Out of the winters. Now, like I saw the picture. Obviously, it was dark out when you took that picture. It was like dusk for us. Is it
Yeah,
dark and you get kind of dusk during the day where it's not completely dark, but it's still like that all day?
yeah,
Like, okay.
yeah. It's like it's still light outside. It's just not sunny, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It can get sunny in January and February down more south, but like up north, you can pretty much have like 2 months out of the year where it's just pitch dark.
Wow. Yeah. One of my bucket lists in my life is to get to, oh, we got the brown paper bag. I love it. Yes. My
I had to
man.
follow up. I had to follow up, chef.
Yeah, bravo. That's fantastic. One of my bucket list things in my life is to get to Europe for like a 2-3 week trip. I want to
You should
go
definitely
see,
do it.
I want to go see, like, I'm a big World War II buff. So there's a ton to see in Europe for that kind of stuff. I want to kind of just do that. My wife's obviously going to be with me when I do it, so we'll do other things as well. But I really want to get around and like visit as many countries as I can while I'm there and see what's up. So it's always been a big bucket list thing of mine.
You should if you go, you should go fly into, I think some of like cheapest airports is like Poland. So if you go to Poland, you can go to the salt mines first because you're a World War II guy. And then you move on to like Germany, you move on to like Auschwitz, that type of stuff, and
Yeah,
then you can take either the boat or the Unirail, depends on what you want to do, and you take it through like Belgium, Luxembourg, France, or you take the boat up to Denmark, and then you take the boat from Denmark either to Sweden, then drive over to Norway, or opposite, you take the boat over to Norway, drive over to Sweden.
okay.
So it's a lot of countries you could do in one cut go.
Yeah,
a sense.
that's what I'm really looking forward to. You know, in future life, future Kevin's really looking forward to that. We'll see one day. It's like I said, it's a bucket list thing. Me and my buddy talk about it all the time too. But you know, one day that'll happen. We got Mr.
Yeah.
Walrus in the house. Late start today, and I have a few hours of packing. Really needed this. What's up, Mr. Walrus? Glad to see you in here. Yeah, everyone.
I've been
Obviously,
exactly where you are, packing, packing and packing and packing.
obviously, this is much earlier than my normal lives. Where we got a man across the pond over here, so we had to kind of figure that out. But I'm glad we get UAP on. He's been on my short list for a while, and then once I met him in Orlando, it was a lock. Definitely wanted to have him on here. So this is great.
I
We got
appreciate it.
KY. What's going on, man? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Hi, FOMO in the house. Professor Birch. Can't wait to see you in a couple days. The Palooza is abound. I was telling UAP before I got on here, I was painting the back deck now for Ponga. I was painting Ponga's back deck. So just trying to get stuff done. Last little things here and there, a couple of things on the inside to get down. But we're getting close. I know Chef's flying in Wednesday night at like 9:50. I'm going to pick him up 9:45. So the party starts then. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Party really starts when Chef's in the house.
I'm telling you what, I think he's cooking lunch for us on Thursday. We're going to have some people coming over. So I got to clean the grill up a little bit, make sure that the stove's looking top. He did send me a bunch of chef hats, so I'll have one for him, which is great. So I'll be happy about that. Shout out to him too yesterday for having the most horrible day ever at work. No air conditioning, whole bunch of stuff went wrong, and then the sole of the shoe fell off. So shout out to Chef for being an absolute stud and working through all that shit.
Absolute powerhouse.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, and the fact that he drew the little Jordan on the back of the painter's tape
Made it
was the best. That's
peak.
the chef's kiss right there. That's so good. Ponga, hey guys, I just bought this $500 card for $3. UAP at Orlando. Yeah, UAP was coming up with some deals he said he was making, and it was blowing Ponga's mind. So, yeah, I don't know.
He's just jealous. He's sitting on all that sealed product. You know, you got to break that open. Then I take the margin on you losing on all that sealed product. That's what I do.
No, it's hysterical. We got best mod in the game, Drew. Number one mod in the game, Drew. Sorry. What's up, everyone? Hey, Bierski. Hey, UAP. We have Ernie in the house. What's up, Ernie? Yeah,
hey,
dude, great
Ernie.
to see UAP.
Yeah.
Let's
Miss
see.
you, Ernie.
How is it going, Mr. Walrus? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
Wow, Fat Belly Klex coming in here. Well, New Jersey is the armpit of the state. I don't know if that's true anymore. I don't know if anyone's heard the new lingo, but I have a 13-year-old daughter, and apparently Ohio is now like lingo for like crappy or crummy. So
I've heard Ohio is bad as well, and I've got family in Jersey, so
yeah. I mean, I
can't be shit talking Jersey.
I think a lot of people don't realize what New Jersey is. It's like 5% city, and the rest of it is like pine barrens and cow pastures. And I was just on the Delaware River for 3 days. I went Friday through yesterday. I got home around 3:00 yesterday. And I'm telling you what, I saw eagles fighting. I saw eagles defending their, like bald eagles, literally like crashing into each other, into trees, and falling to the ground and beating the crap out of each other. Like, it's definitely wild here. It's not just cities. So I think people have a bad misconception about that. The Sopranos did us no help.
But it's like New York. You have where Dan lives, which is like out of nowhere. And then you have New York City.
Yeah. And New York City is the bit like, that's what New York City is.
Everyone thinks of New York as New York City.
Yeah. And then, but there's other cities, like you have Syracuse, Albany, Buffalo. There's so many other cities. It's just New York City is, one of the biggest cities in the world. So it's there. It's the city that never sleeps, apparently. But I don't know. It's not all like that, because upstate New York is gorgeous too. Like the Adirondack National Park and the Adirondacks are just like absolutely gorgeous. So we got Quilly in here. Hello from Mexico, boys. Oh, we got Quilly in Mexico. I love it. That's awesome.
Have some tacos for me, please.
We have Law in here. What's going on, Law? Chef style, banging it. All right, so UAP. Let's break down your trip to the States. How was your flight?
Quite a trek, dude.
So lay it on us. What happened to UAP coming to the States?
We can start off. Everyone who was in the Collecticon Discord probably just had a field trip listening to everything. But I started off the trip at like it was like quite early in the morning, to be honest. No, oh well, technically yes, but I didn't sleep on the end, so my plan was to, because it was like kind of, I can't sleep in the middle of like 11 till 2 a.m. before I have to leave. So I was like, I might as well just stay awake and try to sleep on the plane. And then I got to the airport. Everything went nice and smooth in Norway. We got through it. Then I got to Frankfurt. Just all nice. Flight was good. It was like it's like a 3 hour flight, 4 hour flight. And then you go from Frankfurt over to New York, is it? In Jersey?
Newark,
And
yeah,
then
Newark, New Jersey.
yeah. So that is it's like a 12-hour and 50-minute flight ish. But with time changes and everything, it like messes up the thing. But so that it actually went quite well. I didn't sleep at all, but I watched movies, so we're good there.
Perfect.
Flight food was okay as always, and then, but I bought an apple in Frankfurt, the airport. No one told me. I get to Jersey, I go through, and they're like, "Are you carrying any food with you?" And I'm like, "Just a couple of things," because like in Europe, you can just travel across any border with the things you have from the security check, and you're fine. But then I get to there, and then three guards meet me, and they're like, "You've got an apple." And I'm like, uh, okay. And they're like, "You're gonna have to come with us." And they take me to a room, and they like interrogate me like I just shot the president for an apple. And then I'm like, can I just reach my flight? I'm sorry. You can just take the apple and I can just go? And he's like, no, 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 no. And he wants to chat about all of this. So I missed my first flight.
Wolf.
I had to then book another flight to Orlando. I got there. I was supposed to get there in finally hour of like, I think it was like 8 p.m. And then I got there at like 11, 12 ish, I think.
You're lucky you could
And
even find a
then,
flight that quick.
yeah,
That was
I was,
like
I was, oh, I was so happy I chose a flight the day before the Friday so that I got in on the Thursday, because, oh, I would not have wanted that. But the legend DNA picked me up from the airport. He is such a nice guy, and he
oh yeah,
waited
DNA
for
is
my,
awesome.
yeah, because my baggage as well was on a different plane, and they didn't get it for like an hour. So I had to wait an hour for my luggage as well. And DNA is out there waiting, and I'm like, you're a godsend. So I get there, and then I get into my hotel room. I've got the first night alone because I'm staying at the recommended hotel. But the second day, I switched over rooms with someone I didn't know even. He's like Armstrong on Instagram. He's such a nice guy. Had a great time there. No worries. Like I'd never met the guy, never spoke to the guy, but he was like, want to share a room. So I was like, yeah, why not? No, so then the event starts and we meet up at the bar.
BJ's,
Stone,
right?
yeah, BJ's. No, so that was the start. So that was quite a trek.
Yeah, that was
So
an awesome. That was fun there with what was it? Stone, Ponga, me, DNA, Legend of Luke was there. Benji was there. There was quite a few
Benji
people
was there as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sterling was there. Collectibles Warehouse. Yeah, that was fun. Greeny was having the triple IPAs. I think he was drinking, or double IPAs. We got to see that Creatures Deck Zapdos from Tag. So yeah, we got to see all that. That was cool. Continue. I'm sorry I interjected there for a second.
No. it's like it was like we started that event. So after that, we went into the pool, right? Yeah, because we were at BJ's for a little while, talked and chat, and then we went to the pool. And then later that night, we went to eat, met a few others, and then Collecticon started the next day because I went in, got our badges, got the booth set up. Um, didn't do any deals necessarily on that day, but I had a couple of friends who just like picked up mass amounts of stuff from vendors before they were in setup. So it's definitely a play to get in early if you're
Absolutely a
looking
play
to
to get in
source
early.
and buy. And then we started the event the day after. All in all, like I was just baffled with the amount of foot traffic that's in there and the amount of money that people spend. Not necessarily in one transaction, but it's just so many people. I swear to God, like the amount of people who just foot traffic through that convention center in that one day is probably like more than you ever see just walking through Oslo City.
Yeah, I mean that.
So
So I know they said that line was one of the biggest they've seen coming
yeah,
out of that. It was packed. Like there was a ton of freaking people at that collectathon. It was definitely bigger than Charlotte was, the one I attended last year for sure.
and all the setups and stuff. People's got binders, they've got slabs, they've got artworks, they've got shikishis, they've got shout out Thrifty with the shikishis. Most of the event went actually to just I did more of vending than I actually thought I would because Stone needed me to vend a little bit because of just taking breaks and all that stuff. Because I like to I like to get the experience of vending, but like if people need to take a break, I'm here to do all the dealies. Like I'm happy to do it. So I'm really appreciative of people letting me do it. So like I think I stood at Thrifties multiple times. Shout out with Rock Pokemon next to Ernie was there.
Oh, the
Jodo
Spicy Boys.
Giraffe. Yeah. I was so happy to meet Colson, DNA, Nesto, even Kai. I was they took the trip
Yeah,
from
Kai Bacon,
Australia.
man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was good seeing him. Yeah, I met Jake Smith in person for the first time, Ernie for the first time. Uh, yeah, so it was great meeting them. I met Thrifty before at Charlotte, but didn't talk to her much there. We chatted a little bit more at this Collecticon. It was great seeing her. Yeah, trying to get. I've tried contacting DNA a couple times to get him on here. So if anyone has the links to get to DNA, let me know. But he seems to be off the radar right now. So
That link has to be dropped by a flyer into the gym if you want to find him.
oh man. So how was the rest of your show for you? How was so that was Saturday. How was Sunday?
So Sunday was nice. I think that was the day I did the biggest deal that I did. I picked up a Moonbryon 9.5 for a guy that I sourced for. He was looking to finish a little bit of his Umbreon collection, so picked that, made a little bit off of it. I picked up some singles, some high end, some lower end. Um, I've enjoyed like haggling since I was a little kid. Like when we spent like 2 months when I was like 5 or 6 in Thailand.
Oh
And
wow.
like I was like haggling. So it's like just pushing the price down. That's kind of like the thing that I found the most fun. And then it's just so much more. I resonate a lot more with Americans than I do with Norwegians when it comes to like how you are socially. So like talking a lot, just small talking. That's like kind of the fun, just fun of it. So when I vend, I try to talk to as many people as I can, learn as much as possible about people. I like to see what they pick up, why they pick it up, like what really caught them with that card. Um, no, so overall, shout out Stone's Bagels. Those were
Oh, they were
fire.
good, right? That jalapeno bagel with the
Yeah.
Asiago cheese on it. Oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
was good. And
Still dreaming
I
about that one.
I have such a hard time eating when I leave, like go on trips now. and that was like one of the things I could like get down. Like I don't know what it is with me. I getting older and I can't eat when I go places now, but like I have such a hard time with it. And that bagel saved my life that morning because I was dying. I was just like so hungry.
I swear, every restaurant you just took with you a doggy bag.
Yeah,
From
every
single restaurant we went to.
Every single one. Yeah, I brought wings back. I ended up eating that chicken Alfredo, whatever it was, the next morning before Sunday. So that was good. And then I ate a little bit when I got to the airport to fly home. But then once I got home, like my appetite came right back. I was like, oh, it's time to eat. I felt so much better. So I don't know what it is. It's bizarro. Yeah, man, dude, Orlando was such a fun time. Yeah, it was, like I said, it was great seeing you down there. It was great meeting all the new people I met. Also, again, shout out Pokey DNA for driving me from Collecticon to the airport. It was nice of him to let me go with him instead of having to pay, $40 to get to the airport from there, which is quite expensive. Like Ponga texted me, he goes, it's $40 from the airport. Yeah, dude, he's like absolute G. Rented the car. I've never driven in a Tesla before, so that was a win too. Go Tesla time.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I was never a firm believer of the Teslas, and now I am a firm believer of the Teslas. Like that was just such a cool car to drive in. So very awesome. Let's see, we got Ponga here. Box Nostalgia tours Europe. That would be hysterical. I'm down for that.
You would love drinking in
probably
Germany.
Be wrong. Listen, everyone hating on the tier lists. I would like to see other people make tier lists and then see what people say about how they tier list stuff. You can't make everyone happy. I'm just being real and honest. I know Mason has a hard time with it. Shout out also, real quick. I do want to shout out Mason. I just had all the stickers here. And Cardinal Gaming. Thank you. Thank you very much for the Twilight Masquerade Build and Battle Box for our tournament on this Friday at the Palooza that's happening here. Thank you very much for getting it out to me. I really appreciate it, Mason. You are a stud. Thank you. Ponga, maybe you are wrong, but maybe not. Oh, man. I'm trying to go to Denmark. Oh, that's
Denmark
good. I mean,
is a great place.
Yeah.
They've got some nice like homemade beers and stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, ideally for me to go to Europe, I would like to go around Oktoberfest, the end of September, so I can go to Oktoberfest too in Germany and hit that up. Like that would be ideal moves. All right, we got Kiki G-Key. So from now on, now I know that's what you say. So Kiki G-Key. I'm going to say it much quicker. We got the Green Shiz in here. Sup, Legends. Beersky call off work. So right now I'm actually off of work, which is good and bad. It's nice. It's giving me a lot of opportunity to get stuff done around the house that I haven't had time to do. But this happens, like I say, in my business. You get laid off sometimes and you sit for a little bit. I'm on my book to get back sent back out again. So I'm just taking all the time to, like I said, I've been painting and building fences and doing all this crazy stuff for this Palooza, trying to get it look nice here and like really nice here. So trying to class to join up a little bit. Going to university soon, UAP?
That is the plan. Not necessarily because I feel I need to go to school as well. I just want something to do, like put my mind to something, have a goal, and move a little bit out. Now, since I started up in the UK, since I lived there for a year, I lived by myself. I've been quite fond of just living by myself. So
are you going to university in Norway, or are you going back to the UK for that?
No, in Norway, in a school that's in Trondheim, which is a large city here as well.
Okay, awesome. We got Son of a Merc in here. What's going on, Son of a Merc? Centerluge, Saraluge? I can't say that.
Saraluge.
Saraluge. All right, needs
the mythical ones from the Scarlet and Violet.
We all know that I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so I apologize in advance or after the fact. Needs an SIR done by the Greninja artist with synthwave colors. It replaced the Moonbryon. I I mean, I don't know if it would replace the Moonbryon. That
I don't
Greninja
think
is nice. So what do you think about that Greninja card? Do you think it deserves to be $200 something raw right now? Do you think that's sustainable? Do you think it's just because that's the only thing to chase from that set? Like what are you feeling about that Greninja card? Because I know Greninja's a fan favorite. I know you love them.
it's my favorite.
Yeah, it's your favorite. So like how do you feel about that card being as expensive as it is for a modern set? That's not a Moonbryon.
I don't know if I have any feeling about it. It's like modern can be just as expensive as anyone wants vintage to be, but it's like I don't think it's like you can. He says like Ceruledge in an SIR. I think regardless of how good the artwork is, you won't get that card as expensive. It has to be like a 1 of 1 or anything to get it expensive because people don't care about the Pokemon. There is an inherent value to a Pokemon being popular. So, for example, Greninja is popular, and that is some of the reason. But I also think the low 10 rate helps. The low pull rate helps. The set going up in value helps. It's like, it's all factors that are built up into it. So I don't think anyone can say like it's not justified $200 because what really justifies a high price on a card in the sense of it's just cardboard. But I think you can see more expensive cards in Scarlet and Violet. I think people saying that it's a new Moonbryon, I just don't think you could say that yet because what if the Eevee has? Have you seen? It's CP3, I think, or CP4, or it's Generations in English. But the full art with all the Eevees on one card.
Yeah.
Imagine that as an SAR, right? That would blow this out of the water. Yeah.
Break it. Yeah.
So I don't think you can say anything's the Moonbryon of this hobby, but I think if they don't release anything comparable, yeah, sure it could. But I think people just underestimate the amount of connection that people have to the new games, especially XY. And if they make that new game, if they make Greninja starter in that or Froakie, I think they can do bigger things.
All right, right on.
I just don't hope they don't ruin it like they did with the Obsidian Flames one. Because if they do the same thing, like they just release the same card, but it's shiny. I think it would be a cool card, but you'd ruin the value.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I love that Greninja card. I think it's a good looking card. I know that the pull rates are much harder. You mentioned that. They're starting to get up to like, the Moonbryon chase pull rates starting to like bump up a little bit because there's just so many SIRs now that you still pull one, but it's not the one you want. I haven't really
and it looks like shit.
Yeah, I haven't ripped much of the newer sets of this block. I haven't touched Twilight Masquerade. I haven't touched Temporal Forces. I think the last I ripped was maybe Paldean Fates. So I'm really not seeing the pull rates all that much personally, but definitely interested in seeing where some things go. I don't know, but I'd rather have this at 280 than a raw Greninja at this point. Like and this is where like, so when I first got back in and everything, people were saying like that, like I'd rather have this. And like, now I'm starting to finally get it. Like, cause this is a pop 41. Like there's only 41 of these graded in the 10. There's going to be thousands of those Greninjas eventually. And it's still going to have a higher value than that.
Is it
card.
though?
It blows my freaking mind. I mean, unless print quality is that terrible. If print quality is that bad where you can't get a gradable copy of it, then yeah, obviously it's going to carry a premium. But I just rather have the older style. I don't know. Like the modern's nice. I'm not feeling the modern as much. I'd rather have my man here, Mr. Happy, than a Greninja for $200 something. Like it just, I don't understand that. Like I get it. Like I don't even know what's that going for in a 10. The Greninja. Do you know off the top
I think it was last sales are like between, I think if you auction it, it's like 750, 900 ish.
Damn.
But I think if you buy it now, I think I saw some at 1200.
That's freaking wild. That's Moonbryon price. That's literally what the Moonbryon's going for right now.
I think, don't quote me on this. I have not checked at all, but I think there was like a 30% 10 rate or like 40% or something.
Oh, sorry.
Which is like, for people, that's baffling.
Yeah, I mean, that's a low 10 rate. It's not a high 10 rate, that's for sure. I just don't get how that card can match the Moonbryon price, especially after the Moonbryons had so much staying power over the past couple of years. And how this card, I mean, I guess people were really itching for a card that bad to want a grade to have a high price. And that's all I can think. Like, I just can't see how something like that is that high.
But why is that? That's my question to all the people who said it doesn't deserve to be that high of a card.
I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it. I just don't understand it. Like, and again, it's probably because of grading scares. Like, you can't grade that in 10 if you pull it out. Like, it's going to be hard to grade in a 10. That's the only thing I can think of. That's it. And pull rate. But for it to shoot $1,200 is insane.
Greninja is insanely popular. I just don't think people understand like the amount of people that want Greninja. It's a ninja frog. It's like, it reminds children of Ninja Turtles, right? It's like it's the same vibe. But I think Walrus has it the same thing. It's like, sometimes you just don't want to make it make sense. Just don't try. Just do it. If that's what the play you want to play into it, it's highly risky.
Oh, did we lose you, UAP? You there?
Oh, did I fall out?
You're still there. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Continue your thought. Highly risky, or is that it?
Yeah, no, that was it. It's it's very risky. If you wanna be a Dan and buy 15 copies to try to get that premium in a 10, you're gonna be burnt on a lot of them.
Oh yeah, and then you're just that's a ton of liquidity gone too. 200 something a clip just to grade a card that's not gonna 10 is insane. We got Ponga. Ohio and Indiana are Y tier states. That's hysterical. I think Tennessee is down. Tennessee has one of the worst worst education scores in the country. I don't know why I know that. I just do. Ohio is the butthole of the U.S. Thank you, Greenie. I appreciate it. Drop Charlotte and come to Gen Con, Bierski. So, funny enough, I was talking to Chef about this. I know Chef is coming to hang out with you and Nick there, Gen Con, which is awesome. I cannot make Gen Con, though. As much as I would like to make Gen Con, I wish I could go to Gen Con and do what Chef's doing and then fly in on Sunday to Charlotte. I just can't swing it. Like I said, Chef and I are talking about things here and there about doing some stuff together. But I think, Gen Con's going to be a big shot in the arm for Chef. You guys, Walrus and Old School Pokemon, you two are just like killing it, doing what you're doing, how you're doing it. It's awesome to see. I'm glad that I can see it the way I get to see it. I would love to go. It's just that week I have my daughters coming up from North Carolina for the week from her summer vacation to hang out with us for a week. And then I'm literally flying out the morning that she's going back to see her other family for a family reunion in New Jersey. So I'm flying out that morning to get to Charlotte. I'm only staying till Monday morning. So if things were a little different, maybe I could swing it. But unfortunately this year, it's just not in the cards. But I'm definitely very excited to go hang out. Shout out Pokemon Wonder. He's picking me up from the airport. Going to hang out with him quite a bit that weekend. I'm looking very much forward to hanging out with Wonder. Great guy. Smart,
amazing podcast.
The wisdom that man has and like imparts in his lives is just unbelievable. He's seen some stuff in his life. He must have seen some stuff in his life because he is just so calm, cool, and collected always. He's the biggest champion for everyone, which makes me like very happy to be his friend too. So shout out Poke Wonder. Thank you for picking me up at the airport on Saturday. Coming up in, man, it's 2 weeks from now. It's going to be a crazy 2 week. Got Jersey Collect Con this week, a week off. and then Jersey Collecticon again, or Charlotte Collecticon. So I'm very much looking forward to all of that. So as much as I would like to come to Gen Con, just gotta honor my prior obligations to hanging out and going to Charlotte, which is but maybe next year Gen Con's in the cards for me. Let's see. Professor Birch from Ohio can't confirm it sucks in certain areas, but we have a Cedar Point and the cost of living is cheap. Huh. Yeah, Jersey's expensive because where we are. All the people from New York live in Jersey. So like your suburbs of New York are just all super wealthy New York people that work in the city and stuff. We got Mick Nick in here. What's going on, Mick Nick? Your average smuggler. The apple bomb that you were carrying on the airplane.
Like I get like kind of not bringing fruit in. Okay, that's on me. But like not letting me go after you've checked the apple.
What were they trying to find? I get the apple thing. I get it from the standpoint of don't want to bring any foreign insects or pests or anything that may be on the apple in the apple. But we have these things called lanternflies now. They came from China on something. I don't know what they came on, but they got here. And it was a big push to eradicate them for 1 year until everyone realized that it was nigh impossible. They were going to get where they were getting. So I get all of that. But, I mean, you look at the apple. If it's just an apple, it's an apple. I don't know. Son of a Merc, You speak facts. I FOMO very sus UAP. Criminal tried to endanger this country with an apple. Walrus. Ponga loves BJ's. Hopefully that he's just referring to the diner or restaurant that we went to. Had a great time there. I also enjoy BJ's then. Very fun. Try and keep this PG rated. Keep some of this stuff for the after hours. Speaking of Friday, this Friday coming up, it's going to be the first Box Nostalgia after hours. It's going to be live from here, from Casa de Bierski. I'm going to bring the computer, this whole setup out back, and I'm going to live stream probably. I'm probably going to live stream some of the card tournament. And then I'm probably going to get my ass kicked in the first round real quick, get knocked out of the tournament, and then Pong and I will go live and do what we got to do. But we're going to do a Box Nostalgia, and whoever's here, we're going to have rotating live guests. It's actually going to be very cool. I don't think this has been done very much on YouTube yet, so something new. Very much looking forward to that.
An actual like live call-in show.
Yeah, with people here though, like pop in, like we'll have like a chair, boop, you sit right there, and then we'll have chat. I think it's going to be interesting. Again, if you're here and you don't want to do it, obviously you don't have to, but I think it'll be a fun thing for everyone to do. We did mention that on our last podcast. I'm going to shamelessly plug it right now. Box Nostalgia Podcast, down in the description, which I forgot to fill out before this episode. So once this episode's over, I will fill the description out and put it in there. Linked with all of UAP's socials and everything. So should be an interesting time. Weapon of Mass Destruction, UAP trying to make apple cider out of all of us.
I'm trying to get your blood sugar down.
Yeah. One of the biggest they've seen. Women are so polite and trying to hurt any feelings. Oh no, what is this in reference to?
I think it was when I said it was the biggest, like I said the convention was the biggest.
Oh, yes. Women are so trying to hurt feelings. Speaking of Poke Wonder, here we go. What's up, Poke Wonder? How you doing, man? Hey, my friends. Hope all is well. I hope all is well with you too, buddy. Really looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Charlotte will forever hold a special spot in my heart. Like I love that city now. Like I think it's a cool city. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's clean. You can walk to everything. And I had one of the best times of my life there. So yeah, really looking forward to being back in Charlotte again. Do the work. We got Jodo Jake in here. What's going on, Jodo Jake? Nice seeing you, buddy. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you for plugging Cardinal Gaming. He sent a nice.
I wish I could have met Mason when I was there.
He sent a nice card too. Cardinal Gaming.
Shout out to
someone
business
can scan
cards.
that. Social links. Yeah, absolutely. He's a gem. Met Mason in Charlotte.
If you want to sell bulk, sell it to Mason.
Yeah,
He
Mason's
doesn't have enough.
not enough, dude. Bulk mountain can always be bigger. Just remember that. Walrus #1 mod in the game. I don't know. We might have a fight in here. Walrus is a gem packing orders and dropping links. Yeah, right. Man's so busy, he's still dropping the links. Personally think that let's see. Personally think it has 2 scenarios. 1, Roaring Moon Fate. 2, Magic Carp Fate. Okay. I guess we're talking about the Greninja here. Yeah, so the way it's trending right now kind of seems like it's going to go the way of the Magic Carp and not the Roaring Moon.
Yeah.
You know, that Magic Carp's still also holding an extreme premium for what it is. It's a non-textured full art card. It's wild that it's, I mean, I love it. Like, I personally love that card. I graded a bunch of them last year for Charlotte. I sold all of them in Charlotte. Pretty card. I love that Gyarados in the top right corner. Just something cool about seeing him in there. I love that artist. He does a lot of good stuff. So,
yeah, Shinji Kanja does some good work.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's going to be, it's going to go the way of the Magic Carp. Let's see. Regen variant Greninja with a Mega. Bierski, you got to stop trying to make sense. You got to stop trying to make it make sense. Buy and flip, baby. Yeah, listen, like, I buy and flip. Like, I'm not trying to make it all make sense. I know it's not going to make sense to me. Some of the cards just don't make sense. I just don't get it. Let's see. I love Greninja, but for some reason that card just isn't for me. It just doesn't really tell a story for me. Yeah, I mean, it's just him. It's kind of like a big full art card that's got a ton of fun in the background. I know. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. I don't love it, though. Like, it's not something that I would go and spend my money on. So that's just me. The same. I don't even know what the card looks like. Ponga. Get with it, bro. At Ponga, the Greninja splashing in a bowl of SpaghettiOs. Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that. We got Java Akuma in the house. What's up, Java?
Hey,
how you doing, buddy?
Another great guy.
Yeah, happy to see you. Really, really, really had a great time on your call-in show a couple weeks ago. That was probably one of the more fun lives I've been a part of. The pole follower just ripping all those packs over and over again to get nothing.
Yeah,
was pure gold. I had so much fun tearing the crappy packs that I had here. That was just call-in shows like that, and I know you did another one, and I've just haven't been. I wasn't here this weekend and was getting stuff done. Like, I'm so far behind on so many things hobby-wise right now, trying to fix stuff around and get stuff done around here. So, but yeah, really looking forward to chatting with you again, Java.
That was such a great crew as well. Like, every one of you, Chef with the vibes, everything. It was fun watch.
Yeah, that was it was fun being a part of it for sure. Man, we were going for like 3 hours. I had to get off. I was exhausted by the end of that. So yeah, just one of those things. But I love hopping on the random lives like that. Like, it's one of my more favorite things to do with this hobby is hopping on the random lives. All right.
Yeah, just get out there, interact.
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about Orlando Collecticon. Let's get into Card Party. How was Card Party? I'm very interested in Card Party. I definitely want to go to one of the 2 next year. I'm probably going to end up going to the one on the West Coast because I haven't been out there that often. I've been to San Diego. It's the only time I've been on the West Coast, and that was for a week. If it's Seattle, it's 100% definite for me. I will go if it's in Seattle. If it's in Portland, maybe not as much. But what are your thoughts? Like, what were your thoughts on Card Party? Was it better Collecticon, worse than Collecticon? Can't really compare the two, like apples and oranges. No pun intended with the apple there.
As like an event, Card Party was better than Collecticon.
Really?
Like the event.
Okay.
As like a thing, I can't really compare it because like all the people I was with in Orlando, great, amazing, had such a fun time. Went to the Airbnb with the Spicy Boys, had fun there. The other one was also great. Spent a ton of time with a bunch of people. Had so much fun with seeing Jake. A lot of people that I still hadn't met before, but spoken to for so long. But we stayed at this like mansion Airbnb, which had like Disney themed rooms, which was crazy. Like I swear to God, like one of the rooms next door to us, in the house next door, had like a human claw machine from like Toy Story
That's
in the
awesome.
room. And I stayed with the Mexican hipster.
Right on.
Oh, am I lagging a lot?
No, you're good. You're
Yeah.
lagging a little bit, but it's okay. That's what
Okay.
happens when you're 6 hours
Yeah,
behind
well,
me.
well, I stayed in a room with the Mexican hipster, in like a Frozen themed room, which was so cool. But there was like a pirate room. There was like all these different rooms. So the stay was great. And then the event itself, it was like an astonishing amount of foot traffic for what the event was. I don't know, like some of the spacing and stuff could have been done better, but I think overall the layout is pretty good. It keeps the foot traffic flowing through the different rooms.
Okay.
And like a lot of other people have said, I think Java's video is amazing. I think Luke's video is amazing, just showing off that there were things to do all the time. So you just if you're there with your kids and you come in at 9 a.m. and you're like, oh, we're gonna be here for a couple of hours. No, you're not. You're gonna be here the whole day because you're gonna have things to do.
Okay.
I think Friday was when the vendors were dealing, and then Saturday people started spending money, and then the other people who are like the sensible type of people came in Sunday and was like, yeah, we were looking at this on Friday and on Saturday. We didn't want to spend our total budget, so now we come and buy it.
Okay.
But
so it was a
there
little
was
more
always things to
selective
do.
buying than Collecticon. So Collecticon was probably the better purchasing and selling deal.
I don't think selling wise. I think a lot of people did well, really well at a card party, just because you have such a diverse. You're not selling to sellers. I feel like a lot of people going to Collecticon already are people doing this as a side hustle.
Okay.
There's a lot more of the general consumers at the card party event, just because people are having fun. People are completing sets. They're not looking for gradables. They're just looking for things to complete their sets with. So they're looking for some were looking for already graded cards, but I think binders did really well.
Interesting. So I can see binders doing really well. Binders were doing well at Collecticon too, though. I feel like it's shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
Graded was king for a while, but again, I think that it depends where you are on the show floor as well, because I know in Charlotte, PK killed it with graded, and I'm struggling selling graded. I struggled selling graded again this time. I'm taking a step back from vending those shows. New Jersey show, I'm walking. The Charlotte show, I'm walking that with Wonder. I just I started listening to the Pokey Flips live with Pokey Chloe and Harry. That was awesome. And Nick said it best, I think. He goes, I have so much more fun just walking around and sourcing rather than being stuck behind a table for 2 days. And I'm excited to see what that's like on Saturday, this Saturday coming up. Like, I'm really interested to see how that is going to be compared to vending.
And a lot of people say, I don't want to go to an event. I don't want to spend this amount of money to source cards when I could do it online, but it's just not the same. It's not the same. Experience wise, like getting to look at cards, yeah, that's part of it, but also just getting to source the amount of cards at the same time, seeing also what people are willing to buy, so you can see where the demand lies, you can see what to pick up, what to like kind of gauge the general consumer base, and then you also get to buy.
Yeah. No, I definitely believe I'd much rather source in person. I've had a much better deal sourcing in person, much better time sourcing in person. Like I said, I'm really excited that I get to like dedicate a weekend to walking around and sourcing cards that I want to grade, or binder stuff, or picking up binders for future projects and whatnot. Like, just really looking forward to doing that kind of legwork. because I've really been having a great time selling singles on eBay now too. It seems like all of that's picking up quite a bit. So, then just cheap singles, $3 to $5 singles have been moving on eBay like hotcakes, man. And full trainer cards, like full art trainer cards that I sold the whole. I got bought out of my binders in Orlando, and the guy who bought me out didn't want any of the full art trainers. I'm assuming he was a Whatnot streamer or an eBay live streamer. They've been killing it on eBay. So it's just, I guess, finding the right stuff. So maybe that's something that I might start dabbling in a little bit more, is maybe full art trainers and stuff, because they do move. You get them at a good price. I mean, they're moving like pretty well on live, or on eBay.
Everything's up to like your in cost. So as long as you can get your in cost to where the out cost, like the purchase price for a person can seem enticing, you can pretty much sell whatever you need to sell.
Yeah. Wonder is a creep. Well, I don't agree with that, Mr. Walrus. We got Boondock Games.
That man is Sherlock Holmes. He finds out anything you're hiding.
Oh, dude. He probably calls and asks for your birth certificate, Social Security. He's got it all on us. He's got it all. We got Boondock Games in here. What's going on, Boondock? Good afternoon to you as well. Brad G. Carr's in the house. Gen Con over Charlotte. That's interesting. Are you going to Gen Con, Brad? Let me know. Pump Brad. Road trip's going to slap. Are you guys driving together? Well, no, because Walrus lives in Chicago and Brad lives in Texas. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do a road trip. I do have a dirty mind, Ponga. You know that about me. I'm sorry. Again, we saved a lot of that for the after hour show, though. We got Danazard in here. What's up? Danazard, you're the man. Thank you for the Haunter.
Oh,
I
that's
really
cool.
appreciate
That's
him. It's all. Thank you for the dope shirt. Really appreciate it. Like, you are a G. This Haunter sits on my desk all the time now. He's so cool. It's a little, I think it's Pokey Fit. So that's awesome. Like, he's just a cool little character. So I'm a big fan of him, having him here. Let's see. We got Brad G again. BJ's is the shit. What do you know about them Pizookies? Oh, man, those are delicious, dude. So they're these huge chocolate chip cookies, and they put ice cream on top of them. They come out super hot, gooey, and delicious. Yeah, it's very good. I don't know. Next time you're in the States, you should try one. I don't know why we didn't try one that day. The beers were flowing and the wings were out and all that stuff, but those are delicious. Mods dropped that link. There we go. Box Nostalgia Podcast. Oh, man, I got to make Ponga a mod in here. How is he still not a mod? Hold on. Let me get this up. That's heartbreaking. View my channel. I'm sorry, everyone. Let me just do this real quick. Live. Let me pause this. Oh, Mr. Ponga, where are you? Let's see. Add as moderator. I'll even make you a managing moderator. There we go. Boom. You now have a wrench. That's how we do that. Could go up, could go down. This is true. We got Pokey Chef in the house. At work, but popping in to show some love. Catch us later tonight, UAP. Thank you so much for being here, Chef. I know you had a crazy day yesterday. I know you had... It's just been crazy for you. So thanks for being here. Java's live was so much fun. It definitely was a lot of fun. Walrus, crazy week. Chef was live 50 hours that week. Yeah, he was hitting all the freaking streams that week. That's for sure. It was like Mason the other night. He was in like 2 or 3 live streams as well, which is wild. Let's see what we got here. For real, need some more. You coming early for Chicago? So I'll be in Chicago. I'm trying to think. I might fly in Wednesday night for Chicago when I come to Chicago. I got to figure a few things out yet, but I think I locked down a place to stay for a couple nights. So it's just trying to figure out how and where, or how I'm going to get there and how much I'm spending to get there and how much it's going to cost me the whole trip. So, but I'm really, really, really looking forward to Chicago is going to be, I think we have 5 sections in Chicago. It's wild. Right now I'm pinned or pegged the Ven there, but we'll see if I continue to do that. I don't know if I'm actually going to Ven that show. But the section I'm in is fire. It's like Dan, Chef, or Dan. Yeah, I think Dan Chef, Ponga. There's a bunch of people in it, so it should be good. Like it's going to be a good time regardless.
So here's the trick: you got to get chef set up in the middle with a grill, and then you got fans just blowing that nice food smell. Just
Waft everyone over.
You do the grocery store technique. All the baked goods, you know they've got that on circulation. So then you get everyone to your booth.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, Chef graciously said that he was going to cook here Thursday. So I'm really looking forward
jealous.
to eating a chef home cooked meal. Actually, I have to get in contact with him and see what we're going to do. If he needs me to pick anything up beforehand, I'm going to do a run to the store. I think the Wednesday I pick him up. Like I said, he's not going to be here till late. So I have tomorrow and Wednesday to finish the little odds and ends I got going on here. I can. You and Bierski. Looking at Airbnbs, Mr. Walrus. Oh, starting Tuesday, most likely. So you're... Oh, wow, man. That's crazy. Tuesday. Now, I know you said you wanted me to come Tuesday a while ago, Walrus. Like months ago. But we're going to get a big Airbnb. Let me know. Just hit me up in the DMs. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I'm interested in seeing where all this goes. Starting Tuesday. Brad and Nick coming here, and we're driving down to Gen Con. Oh, awesome. Good for you guys. That's awesome. I'm really excited and happy for all of you. That should be a fun time.
Yeah, I hope they live stream a little bit.
They are. They're supposed. Well, they're going to. I mean, Nick's going to be on eBay Live. I think 2 days from there.
Yeah, but I can't watch eBay Live. I need the YouTube streams.
Oh, you can't watch eBay Live?
No, because eBay Lives is like at 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m.
Oh,
it's in
that's
the middle
right.
of the
The
night.
time zone difference. Damn it. It's
and VODs
crazy.
Doesn't save. So.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, what? Nick's live every night at 9 p.m. It seems like I'm always getting his little things are dinging up. The Haunter is dope. That'll be fun, Walrus. You got to pick me up from the airport. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, like I said, Chef's flying down to Gen Con, and then Chef's leaving Gen Con and flying to Charlotte for Sunday, which is awesome. So, again, Chef being a G. All right. So, what personal like collecting goals do you got going on right now, man? Like, what are you trying? What are you getting into? What do you have? What are you trying to finish? What goals do you have for the end of this year to meet? Pokemon wise,
life wise. Oh, I'm looking forward. Like, if we're just gonna get real for a second, it's like after COVID and living by myself and just going full on just work mode, I'm ready to get back to just grinding studies, but also getting a little bit out of my shell, if you know what I mean. It's like just doing stuff that I don't necessarily enjoy, but I do it more for the social aspect. So like if people just ask me, I'm going to say yes. Just be a yes man. That's going to be my plan. I don't care. Almost don't care what it is. But you asked me to go to the theater to watch I don't know, Shakespeare play. Let's go. Sure, I'm in.
That's awesome though.
So I just want to say yes to things because I don't want to miss out on uni just because I want to study 24/7, because I'm a person who really goes like full deep into whatever I'm doing, and I can get a little bit obsessive about that because I want to do good in school and otherwise all that stuff, but I also want to experience it because I know that a social aspect of it gives me so much more enjoyment. And uni, of course, everyone knows it's like you have to make new friends, you have to do something to get out. So that's kind of like the personal goal I have, just to say more yes to like things that are more social.
Okay.
And then collecting wise, on a budget, just start picking up all the Greninja singles that I can for the binder. I mostly want them from a binder, just because it's more affordable, but also like seeing all this grading stuff that's happening recently with every grading company being just not up to date on what a 10 is or what a 9 is or whatever. It's just I think the more and more you dive into it, it's like you're only paying for someone else's opinion to give you gratitude or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what it is. But as Dan says, like, you know, the 9 or a 10, there's a Venn diagram, 9, 10, and somewhere in between is where they're grading it. And that's what it is. Like, it's crazy. I've been very lucky. I guess I scrutinize my stuff a little bit more. I try not to send, you know, things that might not 10, but could 10. I don't know. It's crazy seeing. I don't even know how to say it, like explain it. It's just one of those things where I guess you're either going to get the 10 or you're not. And then you hope you get the 10. And you can do what you got to do with the 10. 9s are what 9s are. I don't know. I've just always been the, like Dan says, just grade 10. So I try to just grade 10s. And I've only been burnt once or twice on that. And it's not bad. Like I normally, if I don't think it's going to 10, I just won't send the damn card. Like I don't play the maybe game with a lot of cards.
I'm just almost disappointed in all y'all degens out there who has $15 grading, or I don't know what BGS is right now.
I think it's $14.99. It just dropped down a little bit without subgrades.
How are people sleeping on $14.99 grading of alt arts from Sword and Shield with great print quality? What did that? I think I saw the Rayquaza VMAX or some shit was a black label on PWCC yesterday. It was like 5.5 grand. I think it went for a little bit more, but it's like, how are not more people just chucking a shit ton of singles over there just to gamble on the play? Because like I doubt you'll lose a lot of money on a BGS 10 or a BGS 9.5.
I don't think anyone wants BGS 9.5, so I think that's the problem. Like it just kind of sits. Like I have a ton of cards that are just sitting. I can count $15 and times it by a lot over there.
If you get 9.5, right, you're losing $15.
Yeah.
Even if you lose on 100 of them, that's $1,500.
Yeah.
But if one Rayquaza hits a black label,
oh, then you're in the gold. Yeah.
Then you've made that $1,500.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have eyes. If you have other grading tools, I can tell you there's people out there you can pay to make. If you can't make it yourself, you can literally get a camera and you can have an overlay on top of the camera to scan the card itself.
Well, funny enough, so Jake Smith and Ernie, shout out Jake Smith and Ernie for the Joker Hour that they do. Slowly but surely becoming one of my favorite podcasts on
that's fun.
YouTube
that's fun.
right now. Like they're hysterical. They're always having guests on. It's a fun time. Jake mentioned how crappy, like how BGS was, or maybe it was Ernie said BGS is the worst and best company all at the same time. But Jake said something like he's used the centering tool or measured the borders and they were perfect and he still got a 9.5 on the border. So like it really is, like you said, it is someone's opinion. So like you could do all the right stuff. You can have the perfect card and someone can still not give it the perfect grade. And I think that's when Dan alludes to it's all just arbitrage. It's just you're going to win on some and you're going to lose on some. And over the long game, it's going to all average out to be what it's supposed to be, which makes sense. It's just you're going to spend all that money on a Rayquaza, VMAX alt art from Evolving Skies. If you're spending ever much money on that, you send them, 100 of those. It's just a lot of money that you're dumping out, hoping that you get a black lead. It's a ton of money. Like, so some people can do that. I certainly cannot do that. I wish I had that kind of liquidity in this hobby, but I don't, unfortunately. I know there are people who do. I just don't know if it's worth waiting. And that's another thing. Like the time it takes, it's 3 to 6 months to get back from BGS. Like you're really playing a game. And you just have to be willing to like sit into that game and be ready for that game.
It's a lot of capital tied up at once. I see that, but it's also as well. It's like the sentiment of each grading company. I know that you in the US, you guys, like I look at there's a CGC 10 first edition base Charizard up on PWCC on the premiere, I think, And it's like that will probably go for around like 50K, 40 to 50K. And looking at it, I've seen worse PSA 10s.
No, yeah.
So
Well,
it's like the sentiment of a grading company decides so much above it, like who wants to purchase it, who's looking at it at that specific time. It's just because it's CGC. But it's like back here, a lot of people would pay more for CGC just because they enjoy CGC a lot more because there's more exposure to CGC over here.
is there more exposure to CGC over there?
Definitely,
Really?
because you have a lot of people who do middleman stuff. They like to work with CGC a lot more because they're a lot more open to work with middleman
Okay.
as PSA is not. And as well, people don't enjoy the upcharges. People here has gotten a very negative sentiment sometimes on PSA as well.
Okay. How do you feel about that Tag 10 Charizard first edition that they just rolled out?
I don't know what to think of
Thoughts on that, especially
From-
with everything else that we know with Tag and grading and Java Kuma's video and Greeny's video and a little deep dive I did into that Illustrator card with the print lines in it. That the PSA would not have 10 that card with those two print lines. I don't believe it for 1 second, unless they did and they missed it back in the day. So I'm just wondering, like, what your thoughts on all of that?
If I'm going to speak for Tag itself as a company, I think that if they just flat out just admitted to a thing when it comes to the Greenie situation, instead of trying to be the general company who hides a lot of the stuff, I think they would have. I think they could have done so much better. Just said, we fucked up. Okay, let's hold it up for a little bit. Let's see what's wrong with this, and then if they could prove with a video, because they want this to be a mass thing, they want to send out machines to TCG stores.
Yeah.
They want to make this a public thing. Well, if you're gonna make this a public thing, then you are going to have to make people trust you. If this is going to be the hands of someone else, not a professional grader, that AI, which is not really AI, it's going to have to be so much better than what it is right now. And you're going to have to like distribute market confidence by just being a lot more transparent about what is going on. Because I like the slab. I don't know if I think there's more room for doing kind of like the thing that Ace is doing. You can get like engravings on the slab if you want to. You can get your own artwork if people want to do that. It's like there's so much room for improvement. But I think they're keeping this too low key to do anything with it. Like the aspect of itself, if that Charizard, if we are supposed to gain confidence that that Charizard is a real 10, and you want to make this whole competition of having the 10 out of 10 because they grade on a 1,000-point scale, right?
1,000-point scale. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah. So if they want to make that competition, like if people want to, because sometimes, like imagine this, if Tag takes off, right? Imagine if that becomes a competition of the 10 out of 10 Tag 10 sells for tenfolds the amount of the lowest 10. Like you'll create that competition of where the grading company itself is now having so many different price points that it'll be a hell to even price anything.
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna have consumer confidence in your grading company, I feel like they have to be a little bit more open about what this AI is now lacking, how they're going to fix it, and how they're going to move on. I don't want to see more of these Tag 10s come out, and then it's just people looking at them and they're like, these are not 10s at all.
Yeah, and that's the problem you'll run into if they're not 10s at all. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have that happen.
Yeah.
And it's happened, and it's been pretty public. I know that you said you were hanging out with the Mexican hipster, and he literally goes on every single one of their videos where they show a 10 now and brings up the Zapdos that Greeny graded. Like every time. So
they should have also handled that so much better. That was a bad handling of a situation that just shouldn't be. It's like, you misgraded it, take it upon you. Don't push that over to the consumer who's just gotten a card that's just like wrongly graded. It's like, they should, like, Greeny did a more noble thing than anyone else would do, which was like actually send it back in and get a new grade.
absolutely.
But it's like, they should have handled that so much better, and they gave him like grading credit. It's like, yeah, you fucked up here. Yeah, let's just let you grade more with us.
Well, I'm glad they gave him the grading credit, because that grading credit allowed him to judge their system a little bit more. But I also think once they received his package that it said his name on it from where it came from with the tag graded card already, like they kind of were going to do what they need. They probably scrutinized those cards so hard.
Yeah.
So hold on. So
But
I have it up now. Yeah, it's 960 out of 1,000 on this Charizard, and it has scratches, print lines, face defect. So I don't get how it can have all that stuff and still be.
And that's what I want. I want someone to come out and say what makes a tag 10. I want them to be, if they were as transparent as like almost, I feel like Ace has gained a lot of consumer confidence just because they've kept the strictness. They've kept up actually decent market value, at least in the UK. Over here, some sell, some don't. It's like, but I feel like they've actually done something that's like, they've stuck to their word, and they're really transparent about things that happen over at the grading company.
Yeah, I'm looking at this thing right now. Maybe that's a deep dive for another time. It's crazy. There's a lot of defects for a 10. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring it up.
Then it's the question. Is there a lot of defects for being a 10 just because it's like computerized grading? So like, it will be able to find anything. It's a cardboard, for frick's sake. It will have damage.
Like, look at all the defects. Can everyone see this? There's 1, 2,
it's
3,
like
4,
small,
5,
but
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 17 defects. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 print lines on the back. What? Unless I'm reading all of this wrong. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how that can be a 10. Like, you can see them. So I hold on. Oh, I got to pull up a separate sheet for this. So I don't know. Like, there's whitening on the card as well, like in this corner right here.
But now and again, you see the whitening. Okay, it's like, again, it's cardboard.
Yeah. Back edges.
That little chip of whitening there is like.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just not a tag believer. I have a hard time seeing them. They just keep pumping out these huge cards with all these massive grades. But when one of the bigger cards they got,
it's definitely concerning to me, the amount of high grades on high cards, just because you want the popularity.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I think a lot of it is for the popularity reasons. All right, let me get off the tag. Oh, go on, continue.
Yeah, I think I understand getting consumer confidence through influencers, because that's the general like thing to do these days. But I think if Tag almost like went a little bit back to themselves and said, okay, let's get this in the hand of the consumers. They haven't helped themselves greatly with doing the whole mystery bag things, you know, how you can get that's kind of cool, but it doesn't set a nice start for it. Which is like, oh, we're here to be Omega mystery boxes 2.0 type of thingy. But I think if you just go to Collecticons, be out there, get your slabs in the hand of a general consumer, not these high-end people or these high-end slabs who are technically then wrongly graded. which just puts out a bad sentiment.
Yeah.
Just get in the hands of the consumers. I think a lot of people will enjoy the slabs.
I enjoyed the slab. The slab is nice. When Greeny pulled that out, it was awesome. Like, wow, like it's a clean slab. It felt good in the hand. It was clear. I liked it better than the PSA slab for sure.
PSA slabs are so bad. Like, I don't mean to hate on like PSA itself. Like, I understand keeping it there because it's been there all the time. So
I
the
hate the
collection.
frosting on them, like the
Yeah.
frosted edges. Like, I just don't understand like the frosted edges.
And it feels cheap.
It does feel cheap. Apparently, they're much harder to crack now, though. They added what 20%
Yeah.
more plastic. I know people are saying how much harder they are to crack, but
It's just I have the 9.5 Mumrion Japanese, and I'm holding that in my hand from a Beckett slab. It just feels like I'm holding an expensive cards regardless of the card inside. And it's like it's the whole thing that Retro went on when he makes those amazing videos of him just doing what he does for a living. Like, I feel like those are so cool. But he said in this video, it's like and it was the same when I worked for the card house. It's like keeping the consistency of packaging, keeping the consistency of everything. It just helps the consumer experience. So I feel like also the presentation of CGC, when you open a CGC sub and there's like a bunch of white things on there, they're white specks of the foam. Change that out. Like, I understand. It's just about getting a slab in the hand, and then it's just, this is a new slab and it doesn't feel new.
Any tag slabs in? Oh, I think FedEx is here. It's so nice.
Ooh.
I've been waiting on them for 3 days now. They keep trying to deliver. Are there any tag slabs in Norway right now? Has any of those made it over to you? Is it completely unknown for the most part there?
I would love to sell some tag slabs, but it's like it's so expensive sending over there, so I haven't done anything with it, and I haven't seen any tag slabs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing. I'm interested. Again, I'm all for more grading companies. It's only going to help us out as consumers, flippers, dirty, filthy scalpers, the whole nine. But I think competition's good for any business.
And I think that's what I want to say. It's like this hobby is so judgmental to new things. It's like we want more competition. I want things like Ultra Pro. I want them to do better. Yeah. I want sleeves to be better. I want binders to be better. Look at Volt X, what they've done in the game. Dude, to what you used to have.
Point.
They're on point with their binders. It's like, I want binders where you can order stitch edge, like on the front. You can stitch whatever you want into it. I want set binders. I want art binders. I want jumbo binders. Like, there's all these things you can make because of competition. So if more people come into the space, it's just better.
Yeah. No, I agree with that sentiment so wholeheartedly.
And same goes for card games. Same goes for card games. If Lorcana does better, Pokemon needs to do better as well, because they need to compete for market share.
Absolutely. It's all good. It's all competition is key. And that's why in this country we have anti-monopoly laws. And so you cannot have a monopoly on something and have no competition. And that's one of the things that we do really well, actually. And, the DOJ is on top of that. Like, they really make sure that you're not messing around. So it's good. And when that does happen, they get in there and they fiddle around, however they fiddle around and fix it. You mentioned the card house. Any chances of you going back there in the future, or working for another card store, or potentially opening your own card store or anything like that? I'm assuming working for Chloe and Dean and Harry and stuff, imparted a ton of knowledge on you for something like that. You got to see the inner workings, like from the back room, saw how everything worked out. Like, is it ever something that crossed your mind to do personally for you in Norway, or maybe move somewhere else and put one up? Like, I don't know if the card shop scene is in Norway. Obviously, I've never been there. So, like, what are your thoughts on all that?
The card shop scene itself is pretty dark here. in Norway, but it's also like just taking that up on your own is just a huge battle. You're working against the slope, to be honest, with all the online retailers and all the things. I don't think Pokemon itself does enough for game stores. That's one thing I want to say before I start anything. But it's like I commend Chloe and Harry taking on the shop. It's a very, very taxing thing. You're always on, never off. You can leave less. You can do less vacations. There's less, like, there's a lot of things you need to think about, staff, all the things. So I'm very appreciative of the opportunity they gave me, and just doing that as like a gap year out of high school is like, who wouldn't want to do that? Like,
Yeah.
I got to experience so much. I got to leave my own country at the age of like 18, 19, and just live a little. It was a very drastic change for me, which was nice. Obviously, like I said, I get very, very drawn into things, and I work really hard. So I do things like kind of 100%, like 150%. I can't do anything like 50-50. So, but I learned a lot. And as for opening my own store, probably not, just
Okay.
because I know what it takes to do it. And I would rather, I'm more where I am, and I did a little bit of it. I'm more of the, like, I like sourcing. I like the technical stuff. I like pricing. I do like standing in the front, but there's also things that like you don't enjoy, which is like, you can make your hobby your work, but there will always be things that feels like work.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's just a different ball game from being an online retailer. Definitely. As for going back to the UK, like, I don't think the UK is really like for me. It was a good time. It's just not my part of the town, I guess you can say. But learned a lot, had a great time, and I wish them all well. The story is running quite nice, and shout out. I am going to shout it out if I'm allowed. Chloe's newest video as a like a store POV was really
Oh
good.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was
Yeah,
it was a
shout
good
it out,
video.
please. Any of the any of the mods in here, if you can pull that video up and link it real quick. Yeah, definitely. I love all the POV stuff. I think it's awesome. It's a good little like. It's nice that it happened, and now people are starting to do those videos, just to give you like a day in a life, because it is interesting to see people in like their daily doing what they do, and it's just awesome seeing it from like a storefront kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's just giving people the chance to get an insight. It's like, I love the Golden series as well. I think they need to make so many more episodes. Like, I love just watching the show. It's like Pawn Stars, right? It's like, it's just enjoyable seeing people do this things. Like, just seeing how people interact with each other. I'm interested to see all the dealings, what people pick up. I find that a lot of fun. I find that very fun, and it's like, part of the things that I enjoyed the most was shows. So like, I like interacting with people. I like like I said, I think I said this when I definitely said it before we started or we went live, but it's like, I enjoy completing other people's goals. I like seeing people achieve what they've wanted for a long time, and I find that fun. So it's like part of that when you run a game store or you run an online shop. It's like, you learn so much about a person from how or what they buy online or what they buy in store, what they look at, what they appreciate.
Yeah. No, it's a good little. It's like a microcosm of the hobby in the store, and you get to see everything that's going on, which is awesome. You good? Are you still there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I have you on my screen. You look fine here.
Wait, I think my headphones just dropped out. Give me 2 seconds.
You got it. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick. I'm gonna go run out and grab that FedEx box because I want to show everyone what's in there. So just give me 1 second.
Yeah. There we go. Should be
be back now. Let's see what's up in chat. You guys can still hear me, right?
All right. So
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
oh yeah, I can hear you. I sent this out to CGC to be reholdered.
Oh, reholdering service. Oh, that's a different discussion as well. Like when people send things into PSA in slab, I'm like questioning PSA's motive to actually crack the slab at all because they can just charge you.
Yeah, I mean, there's no motive.
Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
I can just do nothing, and you can pay me. Okay.
All right, let me crack this open real quick. But I'm very excited about this. I picked this up at a local card show not that long ago. Shout out Pokey Squire. I've talked about it before. I just ripped this open like a caveman. Oh yeah, very happy about this. But we do have a CGC 10.
Is it a vending card?
It is the Bandai Sealed Ass Stitch Touch.
Oh,
Pikachu and Clefairy.
That's sick. That's actually pretty cool. That's cool.
I love it. So
is again, it for the PC?
No, this is PC. So these sealed ass cards, all these Bandai cards that I'm picking up, like this one, and then the CGC 10 of that version, they're all going in my PC. I think that's my collecting goal moving forward. I, for whatever reason, love those cards. They're not very well known by a lot of people.
Even better.
Yeah. And that's something I've always been looking for. I wanted something really niche to be into, and I think I found it. I love the arts. I love on these old Japanese cards too, where like they have like the original names of the Pokemons, like in English, but like just like I think Umbreon's Blackie, and it's like stuff like that. So it's just like it's so cool seeing that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, the reholdering service was awesome. I know it's $5 right now, but shipping to them or shipping back to them, it's like $15. So it's really a $20 thing.
But you fine. you bought it in a 9.5, right?
It was a 9.5 old label,
yeah.
So then I figured, what the hell? I got it for a good price, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead. But like the art on this thing, like the Pikachu with the Clefairy holding the little moonstone up top is so cool.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the old perfects? How do you think that's gonna play out?
I mean, I think the old perfects are gonna have some crazy value later on.
They should. They absolutely really should.
Like they will.
They are perfects.
And then they have, and then just having the subgrades underneath, like the 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, 4 10s, like that. And obviously, if you have one of those and you decide to reholder it and put it into a pristine label, I don't know what dust you're smoking.
Yeah,
but you're smoking some of the worst dust there is. Like, there shouldn't be any reason you do that. Here, let me just pull this out.
You've let that propane.
So cards like that, like imagine
bit.
That was a perfect 10 and not just a pristine with the old label. Like the old labels on some of these cards are so cool looking and they hit so well. I think they're definitely going to have a premium later down the line when, especially everyone that got in now. Like not people that were PSA heads from back in the day or people who knew about Beckett Black labels. It's going to be people who are grading with CGC when they first started, hit a couple 10s, perfect, which was very hard to do. And then they're still going to be floating around. People are definitely going to be looking for them. That chef meal is going to be a lifesaver for all the alcohol that be consumed this weekend. Oh, you have no idea, Birch. After this live, I'm going to the liquor store. I'm getting my kegs set up and ready. Like I said, food-wise, it's going to be pizza and wings and stuff like that. Friday or Thursday and Friday. Chef's going to cook Thursday afternoon. Friday night's going to be pizza. We'll figure, I think, for breakfast on Friday, we're going to go to the local diner in town. It's a small little town. We can walk literally everywhere. Like I said, the hotel is a 5-minute walk from my house. It's right through the center park.
We enjoy walking.
Yeah, I listen, and it's not going to be 1,000,000 degrees. Praise Arceus. The 93-degree day today and the 95-degree day tomorrow are going to be done. Thursday, it's going to be like 83 degrees. Perfect. So we'll get on the river for a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to drive everyone over to the water hole that's there on the river. We can like swim around, bring a cooler. Maybe we'll pack in some sandwiches and some snacks and stuff. And like I said, we'll get back and Beer Olympics and Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers. We're just gonna have a great time. I'm really I want you to say yes right now to getting on an airplane UAP and flying here in the next 2 days, bro. Like, will you come to New Jersey UAP?
We actually have like a family gathering, I think. But that's like in August, with the Jersey family.
You're gonna be in Jersey?
No, my mom really wanted to go, but it's just I can't make it because of uni.
Gotcha.
Because like I now have to. I'm getting home like later this month, and I have to move my entire life pretty much up
to uni.
It's like an 8-hour drive, and for us that's very long. So it's like and I have to get everything situated. So I'm driving up on the 2nd of August, and I'm already starting on the 5th.
Oh wow. So yeah, that's cool. Well, that makes sense for college wise. Yeah, that makes sense. So you're driving either even further north to the dark, deep abyss of Norway.
Yeah, so winter. Like I'm actually pretty south right now.
And then how long drive wise is Norway? You said you're going 8 hours. What's it, like a 10-hour drive? Like tip to tip?
It's from tip to tip. It's
because I know you have a ton of fjords and islands and stuff like that, so it kind of splits a bunch of stuff up.
You'll probably spend days in a car. Yeah, 25 hours if you want to go from Oslo, so the capital, which is not the most south part, to the northest part you'll get, like in terms of where like the longitude, because you can go even further up, but it's not up. It's like it's like to the right.
Okay. Oh wow. So is that because of transportation wise, like your road you don't have like major highways that
mountains.
Mountains. Okay.
So you'll have to go up mountain and down.
You climb it all?
A little bit, yeah. I used to boulder. I used to boulder when I was younger.
Very good. Awesome, man.
I've like tried most sports. Like I've done table tennis, taekwondo. I've done swimming. We obviously football, soccer. It's football. And then I've tried like bandy. I've tried ice skating. A lot of things. Badminton.
A man of many talents. Let's see. Can't wait to hang out with Birch. Yeah, Birch is a G. I'm happy to see Birch is going to be here. We got Chef back in here again. I land Thursday night, Friday morning at 1 a.m. in Indy. Oh, that's for, what's it called? Gen Con. I absolutely look forward to the weekend for sure. Will there be a late night box nostalgia tier list? There will be now. So if you're going to be attending the Palooza, start sending me ideas for one so I can have Ponga work his magic.
A highly intoxicated beer tier list.
Oh, dude, you are so smart. We could do a beer tier list. That would be awesome. I should just get a whole bunch and we all taste them and then rank them.
I swear everyone's going to be like, yeah, why is Bud Light on here? And then PK is just going to be livid.
Yeah, why tier? Why is this happening? Yeah. Oh, man, that's great. Maybe. I'm hoping we get another modern Zard. Ugh, why? I hope this is just you trolling, Fat Belly. Why do we need another modern Zard? There's too many of them. I'm over Zard, bro. Like, let's move on.
As someone who's like younger in this hobby, in terms of like everyone who cares about the market aspect of it, like I never saw like, oh shit, it's a dragon. Like Rayquaza was a lot more like Arceus, Rayquaza, and then like Umbreon, Greninja, obviously when that came out, but like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I feel like Rayquaza, Kyogre, Arceus, Umbreon, Espeon, and then can I think of one more who was like really popular? Yeah, Snorlax. Snorlax is insanely popular.
Dude, Dragonite?
Yeah, Dragonite.
Dragonite is a better
Pikachu.
Pokemon than Charizard, hands down.
Okay, that ain't a hot take. That's facts.
That's fact. I'm not hot taking. That's a
if
fact.
you've seen the black and white anime, Dragonite was a beast. What's her name? The dragon trainer. She's like the girl.
Cynthia.
No,
No.
not Cynthia. Garchomp is a shout though. But Cynthia, no. She has a full art trainer. She has like black hair. Oh man, it's on my tongue. Wait. She had like a Dragonite who was like very fierce.
I didn't watch the anime much.
Why am
in the past the original like
dude?
Indigo League.
I used to eat that up all day.
And I know you used to play the games a lot, and you were big into the games.
I probably said this too much, but I have at least over 500 hours on every single game released. Like,
That's
I mean,
fantastic.
red, blue, green. I've played Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Gold, everything. I have 500 hours plus. I'm playing through actually a modded version of Emerald on my phone now. The iPhones can have the emulation. Her name is Iris.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, Walrus said it in chat while I was finding it. But yeah, no, that Dragonite was the shit. I tell you.
Yeah, better Pokemon Charizard. I just can't get on the Zards anymore, man. Like when I got back into the hobby, pulling a Zard was cool because I never pulled one as a kid. Pulled a Rainbow Zard, super happy. But from Champion's Path, it was awesome. But then it was just like Charizard,
Exactly. But it's
Charizard. And then like people, Java Akuma, they get mad at you when you talk smack on Charizard. But I just can't do it anymore. Like I can't.
But it's like
too much. Where are the cool ass
reason...
Pikachu cards? Like if they did,
yeah.
like he is the mascot. And they release like one every once in a while. And you're like, oh, cool Pikachu. Most of the time, it's just a common. There's no common Charizard, barely.
People are sleeping on some of the cards in this hobby that are like you have Bear Walker Pikachu. It was limited out of 250.
Yep.
And then you have Charizard, who was limited out of 750. And the Charizard sold out before the Pikachu, but the Pikachu has a better artwork, in my opinion, as well. Yeah, it's more limited. It's a better character. And now, I'm telling you, if they don't release Captain Pikachu promos somewhat in the Scarlet and Violet area, they are sleeping. Pokemon Company. Captain Pikachu would sell out. I'm hoping they make a more grown-up type movie with Captain Pikachu.
Well, he's in Horizons, right? Or
yeah.
So they might. Do you think they might do like a Horizons set based on like that's something they haven't done, like a set based on like the anime?
No, they don't do that. They do promotional products with it. So they did the Sarud box in Japan, for example. But if they don't release a Captain Pikachu promo for a Horizons movie, somewhat ever, they're sleeping.
Like, they might do imagine it for, like, with the purchase of a ticket. You might get one like they used to do back in the day.
When I was maybe the 30th anniversary
coming up.
If there should be a movie for the 30th anniversary. I'm debating if that live action movie is going to be releasing with that, because they were speaking about making a Detective Pikachu 2, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I'm hoping they do somewhat of a release there, but you never know.
I think the Detective Pikachu just popped up on Netflix. I have to go back and rewatch it. Nothing like Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. What a world.
Nothing like Ryan Reynolds himself. Oof.
I can't. And Deadpool 3 is coming out this week. Yes, sir. It's gonna be so freaking good, man. I'm really looking for just like Hugh Jackman and him on screen together, and they're really good friends. It's gonna be so much fun. My wife's like, I'm really just like tempering my expectations, and I'm like, I'm not. It's gonna be awesome.
I just don't want Disney to destroy another IP.
I don't think their hands are in that IP too much. It's
yeah.
Like I feel like they're kind of, but it's also like now you look at Disney on Disney Plus. I have a Hulu subscription through them, and I can watch It's Always Sunny on Philadelphia, and the stuff they say on there is filth. So Disney's kind of starting to realize that they were alienating a ton of people by just being so family friendly, and now I think they're starting to let go of the reins a little bit, just kind of like.
But it's not only that, it's like the things that they did with like Star Wars having, I think the Star Wars movies, the reason why they were so bad was because there was like 5 directors on 3 movies.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? You're not streamlining anything.
No, it should have been one director for all 3 movies.
Yes.
And it would have been continuity or continuity and all that stuff would have been great. But when the new Team Rocket set drops, what Pokemon do you all want to see as a dark type?
I want to see
Greninja.
Dark Greninja, of course. But other than that, I want to see Dark Garchomp. I want to see a Dark Minior. I want to see a dark a dark Embor, and then also a dark, it's what's the name of it? It's like it's the evolution from Litten, the starter Pokemon from Sun and Moon.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like Torcat is the second one, and then it comes to at least the third evolution of that, the wrestling cat.
Cinderoar? No. So it was Litten,
Torcat, and then it evolves into the last one. Incineroar.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Walrus.
Walrus is on point.
Yeah, he's on point.
I mean, I think all they need to do is do a dark Pikachu. I know he said PK says like dark Pikachu wearing like Team Rocket clothes, but if they just do like a dark Pikachu and like make it the full art alt art like SIR, they'll fucking print.
If anyone wants to play for the Team Rocket set to get ready, do those Japanese promos with Team Rocket in the background. It's a Pikachu box with a Pikachu and a Mimikyu.
I would really like to see a dark Ditto.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like Ditto is thoroughly underused in their storylines because literally transform into anything. Like I feel like Dark Ditto would be good. Ditto is one of my favorites. So
they slept so hard on the Ditto mechanic in Pokemon Go. Like the fact that they didn't do like, one of the Dittos, it can be shiny. A Ditto can turn into other things. Like it's not just like peel a sticker. It's the same Ditto every time.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. You're right. Why does Pokemon hate Feraligatr so much? I don't know.
Ooh.
Because I like the Feraligatr arts. I feel like
Unseen Forces Feraligatr should have been a gold star.
The angry one, right?
Yep.
That's the one where he's swimming at you pissed off. Yeah, that's a great art, dude. Great art. Kiki, G-Key, what's up, man? I got it down. You don't need to be using tag to grade your ones.
I don't think you can get a tag 1.
No. Walrus says fuck tag. Let's see. Just because we have 2 choices with something doesn't mean it's still not a monopoly. We have more than 2 choices. Well, that's true.
Well, it's like you can choose the other.
Yeah, you can choose the other, and there's also more than 2 choices. It's just people love brand recognition so much, especially in the United States. Like brand recognition, people will spend 40% more because it has a Nike swoosh on it.
Yep.
That's it. Like that's what you're looking at. I shop at Walmart, dude. Great value brand for this guy. I spend
great value is
delicious.
Great value.
And it's good.
And it's the same manufacturer.
Same shit. It's sometimes better. Like I love the great value stuff over like Doritos. Like their great value Doritos, delicious. Like I love all.
I bet you.
I save so much
it's the
money.
Same factory. Yep. I bet you it's the same factory. Snickers, it's the same factory. It's been proven that it's the same factory.
It's wild. Oh, here we go. Walrus, you're a G, putting it in there. We got Jester Beats in here. What's going on, Jester? You are late, but it's okay. Thank you for being here.
Hey, we're never late. Like I'm usually a day late. Like my morning routine on Monday is Josh's recap streams.
Oh, the PWCC streams.
Yep.
The Green
We
Shiz
watch
After
it
Dark.
every single Monday.
We have Gengar's Den in here, another Palooza goer. He'll be coming, staying at the old Casa de Bierski. Gengar going up. Show Addy on camera. Show Addy on camera. Oh no, what are you talking about, Ponga? Talk to me. Driving. You can only get hands-free emoji out of me. I got another POV coming this weekend. Shameless plug.
Oh,
awesome,
shout out.
dude.
Shout
Keep it
out.
up, Fat Belly. Fat Belly doing POVs. Let's see. Honestly, I'm buying a camera tomorrow on Prime Day, hoping to keep them coming. Oh, Prime Day's tomorrow, huh? I'm out.
Yeah,
of
we don't have Amazon Prime like as a purchasing option, so
You don't want to have it. You just buy shit you don't need. For real.
maybe, but
It's just
like again, it's the competition type of thingy. Like businesses here are allowed to, because they have to uphold some practices and stuff. They need to keep their prices up, you know.
Ponga, Zard is as mid as it gets. I concur. I just think leaning into, listen, he could be again, I said this in a live earlier this year. They don't need to have a Charizard set every block, just like they don't need to have a Shining set every block.
I think that's
the Charizard
overused.
Let the Charizard sit. Put him in the safe for a block, like for real. And then you like, here's the new Charizard card, and really put some time into it. Don't put a stupid fucking hat on him. All right, we can get where we gotta get going in life. Oh man, bingo. One thing I hated about Dragonite was the fossil card had a rainbow background. That's the best part about that card. That
Base,
card,
jungle, and fossil are the 3 worst sets made in Pokemon.
but that's fine. That Dragonite sitting there with his little finger in his mouth with that background is so good. I love that card.
But it's so mids at the same time.
Well,
it's just,
compared to what we have now, it is very
well,
mid.
yeah.
But the coloring in that card back then, it's beautiful. Like I graded a.
But it's like, would you grail a CRT TV compared to an OLED like 70-inch? It's like,
Oh man,
yes,
freaking comparison right there.
it's like, yes, you might be nostalgic for the CRT, but you're not paying $5,000 for a CRT.
That's true. This is very true. Oh, Pikachu has way better cards than Charizard. Does he though?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some of them, angry Pikachu. I mean, Pikachu in a felt hat. I know there are
15
some
anniversary. Like I'm speaking Japanese promos as well. Ponchos. I'm gonna put a hot take out there. There's a lot of half art Pikachu cards with better arts than Ponchos.
What was that? I'm sorry. I'm reading these comments.
So there's a lot of full art Pikachus out there, and especially the Ponchos that are worse art wise than half art Pikachus. So just general hollows, just general that type of stuff.
Okay, and I can see what you're saying about it. You sent me a ton of Pikachu cards as my Secret Santa this past year.
Yep.
And a lot of those are awesome. So thank you again. Also, the Pseudo Widow sits here with me always, dude. It's right there. So thanks again, UAP. What a great card. So hold on, let me go here real quick because Ponga's about to shit on me. And Dragonite looks nice. Charizard is badass and doesn't take no shit. Well,
Charizard gets beat
looks aren't everything,
multiple
homie.
times. And I'll tell you, which Pokemon did not get cloned by Mewtwo to be like his slave? Well, Dragonite wasn't even there. He's too good. He's too cool for the show. Charizard was there to get cloned.
Pikachu has way better cards than Charizard. That is Faded Bierski. So I guess now that I think, I wasn't thinking about the Ponchos and the Mario Pikachu, and I guess the
Rainbow
Pikachu and stuff like that. Like, the Chonchu was awesome. I pulled
the
one of those
Chonkachu
too.
is so much better than the Rainbow VMAX from Champion's Path.
Oh, it is for sure. I agree with that 100%. Walrus, you have to love Charizard as a business and not as an individual. Walrus just wants I need to talk to you one-on-one one day, Walrus, and I need you to pump me up business-wise because you are fucking laser focused, dude.
He's obviously not laser focused.
He's supposed to be packing orders. My guy is commenting more than anyone else.
Oh man, I love Gengar as a business
W.
and an individual. Oh man, we got some. Let's see, Incineroar. I graded 2
I'm
Tag
so
1 Gold
jealous.
Stars. I can post them later in Oaks. Yeah, please do show us
Yeah,
those.
please do. I've never seen the tag one.
Professor Oak, my man, what is going on? I'm so happy to see you here. Speaking of someone I met in Orlando, it was great meeting you there.
True gem of the hobby.
Absolute gem. Way taller than I thought he was going to be. He came up, I was like, oh man, he's as tall as I am. So there you go. You would be shocked at how expensive some exclusive CRTs are. I'm sure they are.
Know.
Everyone wants, listen, there is
but again,
a buyer for everything.
Yeah, but again, vintage can be expensive. Doesn't mean it justifies it being expensive. Like, people want to look at a dusty old, I don't know, base set Charizard is mids. I'd rather want a creatures deck one.
Fossil Himeno Dragonite still better than the alt art. UAP is dusted.
Yeah,
I love that rainbow card from Fossil. It looks so good. The Japanese one is even better. Like, the Japanese one is nice. Dragonite was Mewtwo's mailman, UAP. It's worse than getting cloned.
One art that I actually like of Dragonite from vintage era, I'm going to give this to you, is the Team Rockets one.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that's cool. A good card. Well, UAP, we reached the bottom of the chat. We're about 2 hours in. This is about the time we normally close it down. Any parting words for anyone? Any wisdom? Anything you got going on? Speak now.
I want to just encourage everyone out there to do a little bit more for others. That's one thing in the hobby. Reach out, give people advice, take advice, listen, and also help each other out. I think the more we don't just keep it enclosed. I understand that people think that there's so much limited amount of money in this hobby to where you have to hide plays, you have to hide this, do that. If you just realize that the hobby is going to grow bigger, there's going to be more people here. The more you find friends, the more you speak to people about the things you're doing, the more you get to bounce ideas, the more you're getting to join a beer ski palooza, the more you're getting to play, the more you're getting to understand. It's going to be so much more fun than just business. And yes, Walrus, there is more to this than just business.
All right, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, dude, absolutely. This was great. Like, I love chatting with everyone. I love chatting with you. Like, this was fantastic. Yes, I am off today, Mr. Walrus. I am off. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off the next day. Oh, we're getting some sunset stuff going on here.
This is pretty much as dark as it gets.
Really? That's why. Oh, yeah. Because it's like, what? 9 o'clock there almost now.
9 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for all the support for Beer Skill Palooza. Thank you, everyone that's sending, that has sent or is sending prizes for the tournament. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. It's just a great feeling. I love all of you. Really looking forward to CollectCon this weekend. There will be much content around it, so just look forward to that. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll catch you soon. See you later.
See you guys.